Hello everyone, my name is Jackie Uribe and we're going to talk about animal testing. Animal testing has been a common practice for many years. Scientists have used animals to study the safety of products before they're sold to customers. However, advances in science and technology have created alternative testing methods that do not require animals. In this presentation, we will explain why animal testing is no longer necessary to prove a product is safe for humans. Animal testing is the practice of using animals in experiments to determine whether products are safe. Research may test for skin irritation, eye irritation, or other potential health risks. Although animal testing has been widely used, many experts argue that modern alternatives can provide reliable results without causing harm to animals. Now that we understand what animal testing is, why it has been used, let's look at the problems of limitation associated with animal testing.
Hello everyone, my name is Mindy and today I will be presenting problems with animal testing and the differences between humans and animals in that topic of how they relate to each other. So humans and animals. So the main problems with animal testing are, for example, the biological differences. Animals and humans can react differently to the same drug or treatment. Most secondly, failed predictions. Some medicines that were safe in animals later caused harmful effects in humans. Third, cost and time. Animal testing can be expensive and slow, delaying research. And then, for example, the alternatives are new methods such as cell cultures, computer models, and organ on a chip technology, which can at times replace animal testing. And then here on the side, I have an example that someone passed, or a researcher passed many animal tests, but caused severe birth defects when taken by pregnant women in the late 50s and 60s. So this kind of reflects the situation about how animal testing at times is not the best option for us as, I guess, the human species, because we don't have the same in a way, I guess, reactions to it. And then lastly, some of the ethical concerns are, is animal testing morally acceptable? Secondly, animal suffering, pain, stress, living conditions during research. Thirdly, animal rights concerns. Should animals have the right to be free from testing? And lastly, my question to the audience. Should animal testing continue if it helps save human lives?
Thank you. Perfect. Now that we talked about the problems of animal testing, what are some alternatives that we can rely on, right? So first and foremost, I would like to talk about human microdosing. Human microdosing is basically we have a human or people volunteering on clinical trials and they get tested on samples of and very little samples of a new drug or compound or something so we can see how it affects the body so we can see how it travels, what organ system does it go through, and how it metabolizes, and how does this affect the body. And this is an accurate direct direct testing that we can do that it stays within human to human so we can see how it actually affects a human body instead of going from animal to human, which we know it can vary. Also, another one alternative that we can do is this right here, the cell-based tissue culture method. This basically means that we gather a big chunk of tissue. It can be from either part of the body, and we separate it into cells, and then we grow them by ourselves on an artificial lab, which is basically growing our own tissue that we can test on. So we grow these samples, and we test each one of them with the sample or with the new drug, a new compound, and see how that reacts and affects that specific organ or compound cells. This is very helpful because again we stay within human biology instead of going from animal biology and coming back to human biology. So it brings more accurate results than animal testing and is better for it. You know, there's also as we keep growing up as the whole country, technology, innovation, it always keeps growing, right? One huge thing about it is computer models and AI. It's pretty much it. It means that we can create a whole module that we can use it to help us predict how a compound will react to a uh, certain particle molecule that, and we can see if it has a good reaction or not. If there's any problems, we can predict how it will look on a human body, and we can make our best guess to create a compound that is less harmful for the human body before even going on trials. And lastly, the organ on chip technology is basically what we see right here, which is that we build our own system. It has like liver, heart, and we can see how it travels to each one of them. And we can see with our eyes, and then with data, we can see how it reacts with them and how it flows, how it flows within
Now
the
I'm going to
body.
talk
And it's
about the
just
counter
we can help
argument. Some
pinpoint
people
if
support animal
if
testing
it
because
damages
it
something
has
or if it's
helped
toxic
create
or something.
medicines
So
and vaccines
basically,
that
alternatives
save
in
lives.
technology will
Because of
always be
this, they
increasing,
believe that
and
has been
the path that we're
important for medical
going, we
research.
basically in the
They
future we're not
also
going to need
think
human testing,
it's safer to test
human
new
testing,
treatments
sorry,
on animals
animal
before
testing,
testing it
which
on
means that
humans.
we might
Even
end up
though they are
having more accurate
alternatives,
testing
some
and then more
people believe
accurate
they are not
results
enough for every
by it, and
situation.
then letting
However, we
animals
believe that
not be part of
the
our
new
research. All
technologies
right.
can
Now I'm
reduce
just gonna
the
pass it
need for
with
animal
my
testing and help protect
classmate, and just
animals.
gonna talk
To
about some
conclude today, we
contraindications.
talk about
Thank
what
you.
animal testing is and why it's being used in scientific research. We also discussed its benefits, ethical concerns, and the new alternatives that are available today, such as AI, computer methods, and organ on a chip technology. Overall, we believe animal testing should be reduced because there are more ethical alternatives. Thank you.